my book last year. It's available on Kindle. I don't have the hard copy with me right now because I did not get the bandwidth to actually publish it. So, if any of you are interested to read short stories and poems, the name of the book is Alphabets of Life. So, it's a collection of my short stories and poems that I'd been writing since my college days. And last year, I thought, like, why not publish? I had a lot of time with me last year. So in just a fit of the moment, I thought, okay, I know a bit of Amazon. I know how to publish through self-publishing also. That let me give it a try. And through YouTube videos and all of that, just plain YouTube videos. I watched a 1 hour long YouTube video how to publish your book. So that's how I did it. And actually, to be honest, that is the time I understood. Okay, it's so easy. It's everything is so accessible, and within a day, I turned to an author. From a copywriter, I became an author. So I want to highlight that there is so much to explore through all these mediums. So, and I think anyone can be a writer, author, like anyone can be. You just need to have, and don't fear the judgment and all of that. Okay, I don't write, I can't write, and all of that. Everyone can write. It's just you need to have an idea, and just keep documenting everything and all of that. So what I like about Hashida's also, one particular thing is at every okay, two Z stories is no, it's not inspired. It's just my collection of short stories. Uh, my feelings when I was in college, what I went through there, and bits and pieces about life, about friendship, heartbreaks, and all of that. So if you are interested in creative reading short stories, then I think you might like it. And what was I? Yeah, what I like about Hashida's one particular thing. In her LinkedIn post is that towards the end of the post, she always write documenting my journey, and she puts a number. So, like, that's a very good takeaway for me. She's very consistent in posting and all of that. But that particular thing I like a lot. So, after a month or so, she can also analyze, okay, this is the thing that happened. That time I felt this thing, and that little thing that I really liked about her also.
Thank you so much,
Yeah, it's a very simple thing, but that word means a lot. Documenting my journey. So once you look back, so
Basically, it's a self-documentation that I will get to know how many posts I have written till now, and at which point of time, which type of post I have written. So that was, in December, in January, you can say, when I started creating content on LinkedIn continuously. Then I thought to actually write it, because there is no number that you can see on LinkedIn ki how many posts you have published, right? So that was just a way of me to document it for myself, that how many posts I've written.
Yeah, I liked it, and I think that's a very good thing to notice as a writer, copywriter, whatever you call it. It intrigues the people also, not just because of the number, but it's like you're consistent. You're putting out valuable content on LinkedIn and other platforms that you are a part of. So that's very interesting to me personally. Everyone has a different take on it. But yeah, that's very interesting to me. I always look for different sort of CTA, even though I don't recall you posting follow me or thing. I don't remember even if you do. I don't have a problem with that. But then that's something unique, and maybe because of that I might follow you.
Thank you so much for that. And yeah, I guess every creator has that unique element in his profile and posts.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, I guess now we can start with the session, and let me know if I should go ahead with the slide, or you want to start with here.
Yeah, you can go with the slides. So I just want to know if any one of you have any brief idea about what is copywriting without seeing the slide, without seeing the slide. But just anything, or if you want to speak, um, you know what is the estimate, and what type of an industry it is, anything like that.
If anyone want to speak, let me know. I'll give them the access, or else you can always put on the chat box.
Hmm.
Okay, someone said that copywriting is formulating words that sell.
Copywriting is definitely that, and that is why there is a demand for e-commerce copywriter, because e-commerce is what you are selling something, a product or a service, anything. E-commerce is just like it's it's a platform where you are selling, and copywriting is what selling by words. That's it. But I want to understand if you know e-commerce as such, uh, anything like that.
Blank. Shruti, can you
No,
see the screen?
I can see the screen. I can see the screen.
Nilesh, I guess you can like leave the meeting and join back again, because from my side it's shared and everyone also can see the PPT, I guess.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, we
Copy.
can move forward.
Do you read HRB articles? Yes, I love reading HRB articles because they are very informative, and the way that they structure the articles is very good, because you get to know diverse point of view. Also the articles that are written on HBR, it's written by very experienced people who are in the profession for, say, quite a long time. And I think if you want to increase your vocabulary, and by improving your vocabulary, I don't mean to use hard words. I mean, they use very simple words, and when you read them now, you're like, oh god, this explains so simply, such a complicated thing, it's explained so simply. So as a resource also, that was not the thing that I would have suggested. But yeah, you can read HBR articles, you can read articles on People Matters, and I
I
have a
guess
few
I guess
uh,
someone is asking what are HBR articles.
Harvard Business Review. Harvard Business Review. No, no, it's not related to e-commerce. I mean, you just log on to, so it's a very industry driven, from HR to marketing, psychology, everything. It will increase your vocabulary, and it will make you think. So I assume that everyone who has joined are a freelancer or are working somewhere or the other. So go through the articles as per your niche or as per your topic of interest. I'm sure you will find a lot. But here's the thing, they have only 3 articles that you can read and all. So just like the Medium one, I shared a Medium hack. I shared a Medium hack also. So you can download a Chrome extension also, or maybe you can read the articles through incognito and all of that. So you read HBR because I find it. HBR articles, I don't think I find opinionated, because I find it very. Uh, Whenever I read any HBR articles, I make notes. So suppose I'm reading something about persuasion. I try to use that while I'm writing my copy or a certain sort of article. So I don't find them opinionated. Obviously, they are opinionated because it's written by someone who has experienced it, or just they are just sharing their learnings or anything like that. So uh, I don't feel that they are opinionated as such. Okay, they have influenced me in a in a particular way that I'm going to think only like this or not. Can I purchase own domain from Shop 101 and do business? I'm not sure. Okay, can I purchase my own domain from Shop 101 and do business? Yeah, sure, you can do that. Um,
Hi Shruti, I guess we can start with the
yeah,
presentation and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
at last we can take up the questions.
Yeah. It's just So, so e-commerce is a very broad industry, and knowingly unknowingly we are all working for them. We are a part of this thing, because e-commerce means what? Products. You are selling a product or a service through a platform. So uh, and this industry in India has a huge market. So obviously through the growth of because being pushed by the pandemic and everything, everyone tuned into e-commerce. So nearly everything that you see, Grofers, Big Basket, everything, Flipkart, Amazon is the leader. Grofers and everything, they are a part of a e-commerce. And so, and Shopify is the place. So on what is how it happens is, on Amazon, it's a marketplace, right? So on Amazon, so suppose Harshita is selling, Harshita sells candles, okay? Now Harshita wants, she has just started, and she wants to expand her base. So first, I would not recommend her to have her own website. Why? Because it's thoda challenging to get customers when you are just opening your own website. So for that, you first need to go to the third party marketplaces like Amazon or Flipkart or Snapdeal or anything like that. So Flipkart, Amazon, and all of that. Flipkart, yeah, SEO will be vital for starting, but then you also have to create a brand presence, right? That you are there. You need, why would a customer switch? Why would a customer trust you when there are crores of brands on Amazon? And how will they know? Obviously, when you want something, say suppose you want cotton t-shirt, obviously you'll look on Amazon rather than maybe searching for Google, searching on Google, and maybe it's not a guarantee that you will show up first. Yeah, coming in front of their eyes. So Amazon is a great platform to do that, and this is how I started our family business. I took our family business online through Amazon. So we deal in women apparels and all of that. So I thought, I did not have much knowledge how to set up my website and all of that. So I took the way through Amazon and all of that. And that is how I understood that e-commerce is such a ocean, and it's just a drop that we have even experienced. So, and it's a very good platform to learn also. So if you are into business, or if you have anything that you can sell, okay, just independently, apart, if you are a freelancer, or if you have any product to sell on Amazon, yeah, or anything. I'm just taking example of Amazon, just don't think that I'm promoting them. But if you have any product, just try to register it, to register yourself as a seller on Amazon. If you have the GST, or if you are into business, family business, or anything like that. So register through Amazon, and you'll understand the nitty-gritties about everything related to that. Now Shopify is the place where you can build your own e-store, and it's a good platform. It gives a lot of advantages. They have their own so through shop you don't get so on Amazon you are deducted the commission and all of that. So Shopify does not deduct so much of commissions, because they have certain $79 or something like that. But that's okay. I mean, if you are doing a business, that's a part of the everything. And so if when you have built a certain credibility, then you can go to Shopify. So Shopify is the place where you, as a copywriter, can deliver your services. So suppose you are into content writing or copywriting or anything like that, so you can deliver your services to such businesses, so that uh, I am getting very diverted with the
I
with
guess
the
we can
question.
see the chat box after
Ha,
you finish with
ha,
the
ha,
PPT.
ha, 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 ha. Okay.
Let's
Yeah. So,
concentrate on
ha,
that.
ha, ha.
Right?
So, so I think, and the way I will come to that, how we can approach uh, businesses on Shopify later. But let's understand the basics first, because it's very important to know the basics. So this is the definition I got from while I was preparing the PPT. I thought it's quite good, because we need to get our basics. So independent freelancers, small businesses, large corporations, and all are a part of e-commerce, because they are able to sell this and buy sell their goods means physical products, I mean, as in lampshades and all of that, physical products, and also digital products, like say suppose planners, templates, any digital product that you can think of. And I don't mean service, I don't mean SaaS and all of that, any service also that you can sell. So suppose someone is a spiritual healer, or any sort of services. So if now I want to sell my service on Shopify as a Amazon consultant, I can do that. So I am a part of e-commerce. That's my e-commerce uh, thing. And as you all know, if when we are writing something with an intent to sell, we are copywriting. So that is how you are copywriting for that website, business, and things like that. Now, the next thing is this particular thing, difference between e-commerce and e-business, I wanted to highlight, because a few days back, I am an editor, so I received a copy. It was about e-commerce tips related to e-commerce. So the whole article was written with an intention of e-business. So I felt that, okay, I don't think so that e-commerce and e-business are the same thing. So that is and I was like, wait, is there something, are we missing something? This is just so closely related words that we tend to get mixed up and all of that. So I searched to Google and I scrolled through pages and pages to to better understand what is it. Because anyway, you are doing a business, okay? You are doing a business. So should it mean that your e-commerce platform is a e-business and all of that? No, these are two different things. And it's not a hard and fast rule that no one will judge you if you don't know this, okay? But it's okay to know the difference. It's not like people will say you are dumb or anything like that, because there is so many things that we don't know. Even I did not know the nitty gritties about it. So I thought, since I'm having a session, let's educate other people also the way that I got educated. So the thing is, e-business is anything. So anything, an entire business that is done online. That's e-business. So e-business means you are also doing email marketing, social media marketing, content marketing, anything and everything part of the of your business online. And e-commerce is just online selling and buying. So like your local kirana shop, so suppose you have a local kirana shop, right? And they have their own Shopify store. Now that's an e-commerce store. Now when they are promoting their one of the products, so suppose they are selling a very unique product, say suppose handcrafted uh, handkerchief, okay? So now that is a weird example. So handcrafted handkerchief. So now they wanted to market to others, right? So what do? They do social media, they do content marketing, and things like that. So that is, now they are becoming a e-business. So when you handle every aspect of your business online, that's e-business. So normally what you would have done, if you were an offline store, you would have gone to events and offline events, promoted your product through friends, referrals, other things like that. But when you do it online, that is how you become, from an e-commerce you become an e-business. So e-business is the parent and e-commerce is the part. Got it? Any question up till now? Any confusion? Okay. Yadhanshu, I'll answer your questions. I'm getting a bit distracted with, off topic right now, but I'll answer your questions. Okay. So now there are variety in e-commerce. So by variety, I mean, just like we do in offline sales, I'll be drawing a few comparison offline and online sales also, right? So when we do offline sales, we have the retail. Retail is when so you are a customer, you go to your local kirana shop and to buy dairy milk or the handkerchief. Okay. Now, from where the kirana owner and the kirana shop is getting that handkerchief, either they are making it or a wholesaler is providing it to them. Now a wholesaler and a manufacturer are different things. Okay, so the manufacturer is actually the person who manufactures that product. Don't get confused with the wholesaler and a manufacturer. The wholesaler may be a manufacturer if that wholesaler is literally making that product, but the wholesaler's intention is to just get the product from a manufacturer or a distributor and then sell it to the retailer. That's how it is. And other thing is crowdfunding platforms like Keto and the change.org and other things like that. Those are crowdfunding platforms. Manufacturers are product owners. Yes, they are product owners. Now again, distributors are also different. So there is 3 layers before it reaches to us, the buyers. So first there is the manufacturer. So let's take the handkerchief wala example only. So suppose I am the manufacturer. I am making that handkerchief. Okay, designing and everything like that. Now when I am designing, I want someone to distribute it. So you can either call them distributor or the distributor. So I don't have the bandwidth to to go one shop and all of that. So a distributor is someone who has a lot of connection with the local kirana shops, so they can sell it to them. So there is a certain commission and all of that. So the manufacturer sells it to the distributor, then distributor has a wider reach. So they sell it to the wholesalers, and then the wholesaler sell it to the retail, and then we buy it from the retail. We the normal customers. Now if you know how you can directly contact the manufacturers, obviously बहुत सारे पैसे बचेंगे, because you know the direct source क्या है, so you can access them. So this is the thing. Variety, जैसे बहुत parallel draw we can draw from offline store also. And the other thing is dropshipping. मतलब so I sell so I make handkerchief, but someone from US has contacted me कि I can't make the handkerchief that you are making, but I think the demand is good of the handkerchief. So what you can do is I'll list all the things as my e-commerce store on Shopify or whatever. Mainly these are dropshipping is mainly done on your own website, not from others, as far as I know. A person from US contacts you, and then you ship the product. So everything is the packaging, the labeling, everything is done by you. You just ship that product to whatever address the customer is ordering it from. So that's drop shipping. and then there is a digital product like we spoke about earlier, and variety of e-commerce. So yes, it was a revelation to me as well ki how can services be e-commerce. But yes, services are e-commerce. Why? Because then again, buying and selling of goods or services online via money transfer and data to complete the sales. This is how, and this is why service industry is also a part of e-commerce. And about the SEO wala thing, I'll think we'll cover it in the next point. Urban Clap can be example of Urban Clap is an example of B2C. It's also an e-commerce platform. It is B2C and D2C. D2C, I'll explain. Okay, this is the second slide. Yeah, so when you are listed on when you are listed on Urban Clap, so suppose you offer parlor services, right? Now since Rohan has a parlor, okay, offline parlor, and he is teaming up with Urban Clap, he's saying ki, okay, I'll sell my representatives to this company, to this place. So you are the B2B customer of Urban Clap. But now when I order your service, Rohan's parlor service from when I order Rohan's parlor service from Urban Clap, I am the B2C customer. Got the meaning? But we'll explore the B2C and B2C in the next slide. So why e-commerce? I think you all might know now. Okay, e-commerce has transformed the way the business is done and all of that. And the great thing is the government of India is also promoting B2C, B2B business a lot and e-commerce a lot through the digital platform, through the Digital India and other campaigns, Startup India and all of that. So these are some stats that I gathered last day for you to know. Okay, the market is huge. You can check this out link. It's very informative. Like if you are interested in this domain, I'll suggest you to read it. It's very good. It will increase and it will broaden your horizon also. The industry is huge. Now when you sell that e-commerce business sell stuff, and so like we said that when we are talking as an e-commerce copywriter, we are selling through words, right? And it's not just that, a salesperson is also okay, sure, I'll drop the link. So what I was talking about, even a salesperson can be a copywriter because they are influencing the person, offline, and I mean offline salesperson, because they are also influencing the person to purchase that product to make a sale, right? So if you can influence anyone to give you money, you are a copywriter. That's the ekdam easy bhasha mein that you can say. And so many of us start. I'm not sure if you all have ever written for any product listing or any of that, but I started my journey as writing product descriptions also. That was not so I had a job, and so we had to write for Flipkart and all of that. So that time when I did the job in 2015 and 16, that was a very rough experience, because the intention was that to use fancy words because everyone was online, and you have to lure people all of that कि ज़्यादा भारी इंग्लिश लिखेंगे तो लोग इम्प्रेस हो जाएंगे, अरे ये प्रोडक्ट अच्छा है, जिसे होटल में जाके मेन्यू में नहीं देखते कि अरे ये तो अजीब से नाम है, तो ये अजीब से नाम है तो ये अच्छा होगा, बट देन क्या मिलता है हम लोग को? खिचड़ी मिलता है. So that was my experience with writing product descriptions and all of that. But then it is beyond that. Yeah, mainly retail is there, fashion industry and ये वो e-commerce का most मतलब बहुत बहुत हद तक percentage is related to the fashion industry, but there are other industries, other what you can say, niches that are evolving and all of that. So if you are someone who is interested in writing about fashion, what you can do is explore that particular uh, uh, business. So suppose okay, so suppose you like writing about fashion topics and it interests you. What you can do is reach out to people who are in this domain. So suppose maybe you might not be able to crack through Nike and all of that, fashion and lifestyle, anything, maybe not Nike and all of that, but then other domains like maybe a bit smaller businesses, if you can tap on through your local market, or if you know someone who sells similar product to Nike. I'm not saying again Nike is sort of a sports, but then anything related to that. So suppose you can write about the fashion articles on their website, their product descriptions you can write, and eventually what you can do is handle their entire content aspect. So you can suggest them ki, why don't you try having blog post about why we should wear cotton clothes over polyester clothes. Why is it, why cotton might not be fancy, but then why it is comfortable, it's light on the skin, it does not itches like polyester because it's processed, it's plastic, and cotton is good for for our environment, it's sustainable and things like that. Make it to use. Don't fluff, because if you fluff, maybe in the short term you might win, but in the long term you might lose. So just find the thing that interests you and start reaching out to the concerned people. I'd say start small, start with local businesses if you have, and all of that. With that will come into the later part. So that was it. Now the type of e-commerce that Yathanshu asked. So these are the few major things that have come up, but there are lot of other areas also. So there's G2C also, like government to consumer, also direct. So that happens when the government is like this, like I wrote earlier, when the government teams up with rural community, and they make a website, their e-commerce platform on Shopify, whatever, anything, any WordPress or anything. So they are selling, the government is selling to us directly to the consumers. So that's the G2C. So now the first is business to consumer. So what is your approach when you are writing for a B2C customer? So it's emotion driven. So you can use all aspects of copywriting: emotional, FOMO, fear, and anything that you might know of copywriting and all of that. So G2C, yeah, I just spoke. What is okay? I'll just first stick to the slide, and then can we use anger also? Anger, yeah, anger. I mean, you can't use anger. I mean, you can agitate them. Now, if I am not sure if the customer is angry and they will buy your product. I'm not sure. I haven't bought anything because I'm angry. But yeah, so you do window shopping and you do mood shopping and all of that also. I'm not sure if anger is definitely an emotion, but I have never anger purchased anything. I'm not sure. Anyway, so let's stick to the topic, and then Jithanshu will answer all your questions. That's revenge buying. Revenge buying. Okay, this is new. I haven't heard of this word. I might use it. Nice. So B2C is emotion driven or anything. So a business selling to a consumer, like you buy earphones from an online retailer like Amazon. So you buy boat brand ka earphones from Amazon. So you are Amazon ka B2C customer. Okay. Now B2B is when uh, boat is hosting या selling their products on Amazon. So they are B2B. ठीक है. So and it is logic driven कि हमको sales कितना मिलेगा and what is the business aspects. So both also have their website and all of that, but why they are on Amazon? It's because again to build their brand and customer awareness and compete with their counterparts like Noise, Mivi, JBL and things like that. Sorry, brands like that. So it's like a B2B. Offline में भी होता है. Boat is there, but I hope ship should also come. Okay. Okay. B2B, logic driven business selling. Okay. Manufacturer and wholesaler or a wholesaler to retailer. Okay. So suppose B2B business क्या होता है? Raw materials, finished products. They sell finished products, but they are not the consumer. So now the difference is a customer is not always the consumer. Now who is a customer? Who is a consumer? Very easy example I'll give you. You are buying a product for your niece or your sister. ठीक है? So you are buying say crossword for your niece on her birthday, right? You are Amazon का B2C customer, ठीक है? But the end consumer is your sister. Now you have given the money because you are influenced by the features and all of that, ठीक है? But who is the end consumer? Who is actually consuming the product? Who is actually using it, the product? She is the consumer, and I as a customer might like the product, but she as a consumer did not find or like that product. So here's the difference. So B2B business is very logic driven. They are very analytical के इसमें profit कितना होगा, इसमें ये कितना होगा. आपकी पसंद खराब है किस चीज में? I don't know किस चीज में पसंद खराब है. So this is the thing. Now another example is that candle making. So suppose you are a firm, okay, and you manufacture, just like I gave you that other example previously. So you want to make candle as a business, okay. Now you manufacture candle and sell it to an offline retail shop. So suppose you are making candles at home and you want to sell it to the local kirana shop, okay. So now that's a B2B business if you are doing it on a wholesale basis, okay. Now this firm B, they may sell it online and offline also, okay. Now when you are selling it to the retail, you are a B2B customer. You are doing a B2B business. When the retail is selling to the final consumer customer, that's a B2C customer. So they are buying the final product. Okay, and mainly B2B is done on a very large quantity, and B2C is comparatively a low quantity unless and until you are buying in bulk. Okay. So you have these slides, you can go through it, and you can ask me any question that you. Now consumer to business, it's a very important. Consumer to business is this, like the freelancers, because we are providing our services to who? Businesses. You are writing for so suppose you are writing a product description for a certain company. You are a C2B. You are doing a C2B business. So that's the thing. So suppose any sort of thing, not just writing and anything that you are giving it to the business. You are a part of a C2B diaspora. And consumer to consumer also, it's comparatively, I think, a relatively new term in a decade or so. So here it is Etsy, Meesho, Bulbul, eBay and all of that. So क्या है वहाँ पे इस eBay क्विकर में क्या होता है, OLX, हाँ eBay में also OLX में क्या होता है, so your phone तुमने use कर लिया, आपने use कर लिया, and you know now you just want to get rid of it, and maybe you want to buy a new phone, or you know, so you list that thing on Quicker, OLX and things like that, and the person who buys it is a C2C customer. So you have utilized a certain aspect of that product, okay? And now you think that okay, there's not much left for me, or you have become bored of that particular product or anything like that. So you are giving it to a very discounted rate, okay? So you are giving it to a very discounted rate. So that's a C2C. And D2C has been possible because of e-commerce. So now you can, so yeah, here they remove the B2B wala angle. Had tak they can remove. Yeah, I said OLX is C2C. एक सेकंड पीछे.
Are you mad or what?
So D2C is anything that we can get from Bewakoof. So Bewakoof have their own. Have their own T-shirt wala products. Their lines of T-shirts are amazing. So they are D2C. They are directly. They have team up. They have their own people, designers and things like that. You know, who will design as per the customizations or any theme based sort of thing, and you are directly buying it from their website. So that's Bewakoof and Mama Earth also. So Mama Earth also started something like that. Mama Earth ka story is very good. You should read about it. And बहुत सारे कंपनीज हैं ऐसे तो D2C में भी, मामा अर्थ, वाओ साइंस, और मेनली बहुत सारे जो ब्रांड्स Amazon में है, जैसे अभी जो आप देखेंगे बहुत ज़्यादा हाई-फाई जो चल गए हैं कस्टमर फेवरेट, मामा अर्थ वगैरह एग्जांपल देके, those are D2C customers. So they are the direct business who are selling it to direct customers. Yeah, cosmetic brand. Yeah, they have a lot of products. So there is also Oziva. I think Oziva, that's also a good brand. They sell new plant-based items. I think they sell I think they sell plant-based item, but I'm not very confident if that's their only vertical. But you can go through it. Also Nykaa and Purple and all of that, they are also very good example. Amazon is also becoming a D2C, so that's a very challenging for us sellers also, because now Amazon has their own brand, that is Apparel. So what they are doing is they are selling in a very competitive price. So it's like you are shadowing the already seller base that Amazon has, like us small businesses and all of that. So Amazon is trying to पूरा शेयर हम अपने पास ही रखें. So Amazon is selling their own home products. They have their own symbol and all of that. If you Google ना, you'll see कि Amazon's के खुद के बहुत सारे small brands हैं. Which is into, and they are promoting their own brands and all only. So yeah, that was about it. Types of e-commerce businesses. Vidaka is its own brand. I'm not sure what is Vidaka. Not sure. Anyway, now let's get into the main thing, okay, types of vertical that you as a copywriter, I assume, can you just tell me, you guys, how many of you are copywriters or content writer or anything related to writing, or anything, if you're a freelancer or just what you are working as? Okay, one.
Many of the audience are freelancers,
Okay.
content and copywriters. So yeah.
Okay, okay, great. So here are the few things that I have discovered and I have tried my hands on. So that is why I thought, share it with anyone who could ever benefited with it. So first, obviously, you can start as a copywriter. You can start with the product description and just with the purpose again. Copywriter हो ही आप लोग तो क्या ही बोलना. And then you can eventually evolve as a blog copywriter also. Blog copywriter is just that कि you are writing somewhat related to the product. So suppose Nike का example लिया. So suppose you are writing for Nike, ठीक है. So Nike has started an initiative से suppose कि 80% कपड़ा जो हम फेंक देते हैं, हम यूज करके फेंक देते हैं, जो गुड क्वालिटी का होता है लेकिन डिजाइन फेड हो जाता है, राइट. तो दे आर renewing they are renewing that type of मटीरियल. सो सपोज आपके पास एक कॉटन का टी शर्ट है, ठीक है, वो फेड हो गया, ठीक है, हाँ रिसाइकलिंग, वो फेड हो गया लेकिन उसका मटेरियल अभी भी तगड़ा है, ठीक है. नाउ नाइकी हैज स्टार्टेड अ न्यू इनिशिएटिव टू नॉट यूज या नॉट वेस्ट, क्योंकि वेस्ट तो होता ही है. आप कॉटन का भी बनाओ तो देयर इज अ पर्टिकुलर पार्ट, इवन दो कॉटन इज नेचर फ्रेंडली, एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली, देयर इज अ सर्टेन पार्ट दैट गोज टू वेस्ट. So now there is this, they have started this new vertical and they want to promote it. So what you can do as a blog, what you can do as a copywriter for writing on this verticals is ke promote people ke use this sort of thing. There are many companies, I'm just getting an example. Obviously there are a lot of, and there is a legit market in this. I think it was started in US or something, I read it there. So how you can promote it on their website, or this particular vertical is we have started this, and you are not only doing a favor to yourself but also to the environment and all of that. And then here and there plug, this initiative is by Nike, this initiative is by this, we are pledging a certain amount or a percentage to this website, to this cause or anything like that, to the world cause, to the global cause or anything like that. So when you persuade anyone to do anything that is somewhere or the other related, you are doing copywriting or anything like that. So anything that can result in a sale, that's copywriting. That's the basic thing that I have understood, I have implemented in whatever I write. Whenever the intention is a sale, that has to be persuasive and that has to obviously derive a sale. This is thing. So e-commerce verticals में बहुत कुछ हो सकता है. So if the intention is to, बहुत जन आजकल paid email newsletters वगैरह भी करते हैं. So that's also, you are selling a service. Again, you are selling a service online. So that's it. Ad copies तो हो गया, product descriptions का part ही and all of that. And if you handle writing the web content and everything like that, so you can do web copywriting, homepage copywriting, about us copywriting. LinkedIn वाला जो LinkedIn bio होता है, that is also a sort of copywriting. Analyze, I mean, there is no hard and fast rule, but it's just my understanding, my perspective कि the LinkedIn bios क्या होता है, एक रीडर को परसुएड करना होता है, एक इन्फॉर्म भी करना होता है, एजुकेट भी कर रहे होते हैं कि this is us, ये हम हैं, ये and all of that. But then there is also there's also your intention कि what are you trying to do? Are you looking for a job? So you write something related to that. Or if you are a freelancer, what type of services are you offering? You can write it on the LinkedIn ka bio. If you are a speaker and things like that, again differ. So that is also a sort of service that you can add. Emails, newsletter, landing pages, anything that can result in a sale, it's copywriting. That's it. ये वाला ये this is the thing. Yeah, so any questions up till now? Difference between web content. So the web content, Souvik, it's static. ठीक है. Web content is mainly about us, mission, vision, something that you will not keep on updating every now and then. But a blog content, it's you can update it. So suppose you have given a statistics about के e-commerce industry. हाँ, e-commerce industry project is projecting a growth at 3.5% year on year. ठीक है. नाउ अगर आपके पास एक न्यू इन्फॉर्मेशन आ गया कि नहीं, अरे पैंडेमिक के बाद तो इट हैज इंक्रीज, सो नाउ यू कैन चेंज द ब्लॉग कंटेंट, यू नो, एंड यू हैव टू keep up with the SEO and all of that. Obviously web content also has an SEO angle to it, but then you don't change that web content too often. And web content writing is a bit different than blog content writing. So the web content is pretty much कि ये हमारा business है, हमारा mission है, vision है, whatever other verticals that particular business can have, their teammates and case studies and all of that, clients case studies or anything like that. But the blog content, it just keeps on happening. So suppose if your blog content is about e-commerce industry का growth इतना हुआ है, so the another blog content that you can derive from that idea is that इतना हुआ है, so the next blog topic could be which industry has recorded the highest amount of the percentage in that particular e-commerce industry. So कौन सा niche को ज़्यादा e-commerce होने का फायदा मिला है? So that's the difference, the basic difference. Again, once you start writing all these nitty-gritties, you will eventually understand. So this is it. I think we can go to the next slide. Okay, SEO copywriting is anything which has a particular keyword that the consumer, target audience, customer are searching for. Now SEO copywriting is, so suppose again इसमें भी ना मैंने एक आर्टिकल पढ़ा था, I'll definitely share it with you all. So I did not want to get details into the SEO copywriting because it's too vast. So here's the thing, there is a intent के why are you searching for that particular product or service. ठीक है. So suppose you are searching to learn e-commerce SEO copywriting. ठीक है. You don't know about SEO copywriting. Your intention is to learn. So first you'll go to the free resources, you'll go to Google pages, you'll go to YouTube and things like that. ठीक है. Once you have a certain idea about it, so your keyword is learn SEO copywriting. ठीक है. Your intent is to learn. So you are on just the discovery phase. ठीक है. Your intent is exactly, user intent is very specific. So your intent here is to just learn. ठीक है. And maybe when you consume these sort of content from anywhere, say YouTube and all, so they'll try to push you, influence you, persuade you to, you know, go to their coachings or buy one of their courses or things like that. So now there, as your knowledge is expanding, they are changing your intent. So now from learn, you are changing your intent. ठीक है. फर्स्ट आपको लर्न का था, अब आपको कुछ और करना है. तो आप SEO क्यों कर रहे हैं? क्योंकि आपको अपना कुछ भी एक तो बिजनेस का और एक्सपैंड करना है, आपको अपना सर्विसेज जो नीश है आपको एक्सपैंड करनी है ना, उसी लिए लर्न कर रहे हैं. या ठीक है, कुछ भी ऐड ऑन करना है, यू आर इंट्रीग्ड बाय इट, या हाँ ऑब्वियसली सेल. तो अब आपका ये चेंज हो रहा है, तो कीवर्ड भी चेंज हो जा रहा है, आपका कीवर्ड भी चेंज हो रहा है, क्योंकि आपका नॉलेज बढ़ गया तो आपका कीवर्ड ऑटोमेटिकली ही चेंज हो गया. तो ये चीज अलग हो गया. एक फ्रेज कीवर्ड्स होता है जो 3-4 वर्ड्स के होते हैं, जैसे फ्री रिसोर्सेज टू लर्न. सो नाउ आपने फ्री रिसोर्सेज को पूरा पढ़ लिया, नाउ यू वांट के पेड रिसोर्सेज टू लर्न SEO, copywriting, and all of that. So as you get information, you are upgrading yourself, you are upskilling yourself, and things like that. So, or key SEO copywriting is very intent driven. You can't just write कि जैसे सपोज हाँ फैशन वाला आर्टिकल ही लेते हैं ना, आपने ये इंफॉर्मेशन डाल दिया कि विद एन इंटेंट टू यू नो कि बाय दिस प्रोडक्ट बिकॉज इट्स एनवायरमेंटल फ्रेंडली एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, बट यू कांट एक्सपेक्ट कि ठीक है 5 जन ले लेंगे, 10 जन आपका आर्टिकल एक बार आर्टिकल पढ़ के परसुएड हो जाएंगे, बट दैट्स नॉट ऑल. If your target is to get 300 500 sales from that particular, I'm not sure, but if अगर किसी को ये मालूम ही नहीं हुआ कि एनवायरमेंट को बचा के हम क्या ही करेंगे, सब तो यही सोचते हैं क्या ही करना है, मैं इतना ही कितना खराब कर दूंगा कि मेरे वजह से इतना ही खराब हो जाएगा. तो बट अगर हम एज अ बिजनेस से कलेक्टिवली सोचे, इंडिविजुअली कस्टमर सोचेंगे और हम कितना ही खराब कर देंगे, है ना. लेकिन बिजनेस क्या सोचेंगे, ए बाबा रे ये कस्टमर पूरा ही खराब कर सकता है. सो वही इंटेंट सब ऐसा ही सोचते हैं. तो इंटेंट का बहुत जरूरी है कि एसईओ कॉपीराइटिंग में तो मैं बोलूंगी कि बहुत ज्यादा इंटेंट ड्रिवन होता है. और फिर आपका फ्रेज कीवर्ड हो गया, पर्टिकुलर कीवर्ड हो गया, लॉन्ग टेल कीवर्ड हो गया, वगैरह वगैरह. तो ये सब चीजें. एंड इफ यू वांट आई कैन शेयर वन आर्टिकल विद यू ऑल. तो दैट्स वेरी गुड, यू नो. That's really very helpful. It helped me a lot to understand this entire SEO copywriting. And it's not that कि बस समझ लिया SEO copywriting अब कुछ नहीं है, बट बहुत सारे चीजें इसकी इतना डायनामिक है ना, ये अपग्रेड ही होता रहता है. तो you have to keep at it. So I'll share if anyone of you wants to read it. So how to get e-commerce client? Again, inbound आप लोग जानते ही हो गया, आप फ्रीलांसर्स हो तो ये टॉपिक से रिलेटेड आप पोस्ट करो, पोस्ट ऑन लिंक्डइन, फेसबुक, एड वैल्यू, join particular community in which you think there are potential people, clients who can be benefited from what you are sharing. Just want to say कि don't be generic, ठीक है, कि ये तो ये कर रहा है यार, मैं भी फिर यही करूंगी. तो फिर तो मतलब आप पे डिफरेंशिएट कैसे करेंगे? अब तो इतने सारे फ्रीलांसर्स हो चुके हैं कि सभी फ्रीलांसर्स है, हर घर में एक फ्रीलांसर है, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट. तो आप अपने आप को डिफरेंशिएट करने का कोशिश करो कि यू नो हाउ यू कैन डिफरेंशिएट योरसेल्फ. सो लुक फॉर अदर एवेन्यूज ऑल्सो. Other avenues, and by other avenues is I mean के offline market also. So I'll tell you कि मैंने अपना जब ये Amazon में स्टार्ट किया था तो मैंने अपना फर्स्ट तब टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट मेरे को लिंक्डइन के बारे में जस्ट एज अ जॉब पोर्टल ही था मेरे लिए. तो फिर मैंने देखा जब मैं Amazon में सेल करती तो आई गॉट टू नो के यू नो देयर इज ऑल्सो अनदर बिजनेस हु दे गॉट टू नो अबाउट मी. So they approached me, you know, we are selling into Amazon, so can you help? So that is how I help them also. So you know, just don't stick to one thing के post on LinkedIn या ये वो. outbound भी करो आप, ठीक है, या diversify the area that you are just looking for. सब लोग को आउटबाउंड आ रहा है, बहुत बढ़िया, इनबाउंड इज द बेस्ट थिंग. बट देन अगर नहीं आ रहा है, सो यू नो ट्राई टू आस्क योर पीपल, योर फ्रेंड्स, एनीवन, अदर बिजनेसेस या चाचा का, मामा का, किसी का भी बिजनेस है, जस्ट ट्राई योर हैंड्स विद दैट इज हाउ मतलब आई स्टार्टेड. तो मैं अपने ही एक्सपीरियंस से ही बोल रही हूँ कि Amazon में तो मैंने यहीं से ही स्टार्ट किया था. फिर अलग कभी फिर उनके प्रोजेक्ट्स पे काम किए, ये वो. फिर यू कैन रीच आउट टू, एक सेकंड, पीछे email, ask for referrals, client relatives and all of that. Or one thing that I noticed, I have never tried this FB and Insta wale ads. You can start yours once you are confident, like I suggested you, once you are confident you can start your Amazon ka store also, Shopify ka you can do drop shipping also if you have a good contact with someone. So suppose you live in so you live in Kolkata, but you know someone ke, you know, जयपुर का जो हैंडबैग्स वाला मार्केट है वो बहुत अच्छा है, वो बहुत यूनिक है, और वो ऑनलाइन गया तो बहुत अच्छा मार्केट कर सकता है अपने लिए. So what you can do is team up with those particular sellers, और उनको आप सब सिखा दो कि I'll do everything, the listing and all, आप बस ऑर्डर आए तो आप बस शिप कर देना वो एड्रेस पे, एवरीथिंग. सो बट हाँ, आपको जो भी जितना शिपिंग वगैरह का सामान वगैरह चाहिए तो आप उनको भेज देना, मतलब पूरा अरेंजमेंट कर देना, ऐसे नहीं कि एकदम हाफ कचरा आधा काम कर दिया. तो एक ये कर सकते हैं. शॉपिफाई, अमेजोन, Etsy is also marketplace. Etsy is also a marketplace, not like Amazon or Shopify. Etsy is also like a C2C customer only. Shopify का ही बोल सकते हो sort of, but Etsy is mainly Etsy में I don't know कि इंडियंस बाय करते हैं कि नहीं, बट यूएस वगैरह में तो काफी चलता है. और हाँ, वन मोर थिंग, यू कैन एक्सप्लोर पिंटरेस्ट ऑल्सो. वन अदर थिंग दैट यू कैन डू इज कि so suppose you are interested into cotton clothes, ठीक है, and you are interested in the shop fashion industry, fashion का domain, ठीक है. Now what you can do is a particular product अपने गूगल में सर्च, गूगल में से क्लाइंट्स कैसे मिलना है ये नहीं मालूम, ऑब्वियसली थ्रू सर्च, बट यू कैन डू इज Pinterest काफी, why I'm suggesting Pinterest is because वो विजुअल प्लेटफॉर्म है और काफी बहुत अपडेट होता रहता है वो वाले प्लेटफॉर्म में, काफी बहुत 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 ज्यादा डायनामिक है. बिजनेसेस बहुत हैं क्योंकि उन लोग को कस्टमर चाहिए, व्यूअर्स चाहिए, अपना रीडरशिप बढ़ाने के लिए, अपना पेज का ट्रैफिक वगैरह बढ़ाने के लिए, एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. सो यू कैन रीच आउट टू देम. सपोज यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इनटू फैशन, यू वांट टू राइट अबाउट, हाँ, to be very honest, I've just explored this aspect. I don't know anything about Pinterest, but मैं अपने experience से बता रही हूँ as a user, ठीक है. इंस्पिरेशन वगैरह तो obviously एक it's a thing, but apart from that also, so suppose you want to write, say, about cotton, you are interested in fashion, you want to write about cotton t-shirt, so that's the product that you search for, and then you go through all the searches, the feed that you get, and then you click on and visit to that particular website and all of that, and then you can reach out to that person, that business, do you want to improve your ranking and things like that. So then that is how you can pitch your service also. Again, I have not done it, but it's a very good outbound thing. It's not very explored as such. So, or again, sort of a email marketing type ही हो चुका है, but then थोड़ा सा different है. Pinterest और अगेन FB ads का, अगर आप कोई पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट ऐसे सर्च कर रहे हो, जैसे अभी मैं शॉपिफाई के बारे में ऐसा पढ़ रही थी क्योंकि आई वांट टू इंक्रीज माय नॉलेज अबाउट शॉपिफाई, तो बहुत सारे ऐसे कोर्सेज आए मेरे को, क्या बोलते हैं, फेसबुक में ऐसे बहुत सारे कोर्सेज आए कि ज्वाइन दिस शॉपिफाई कोर्स फॉर दिस अमाउंट ऑफ मनी एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. तो फिर मैं अगर अब मैं वो पर्टिकुलर कंपनी या बिजनेस से शॉपिफाई करती हूँ तो मे बी मैं उनको भी बोल सकती हूँ कि हे मे बी आई कैन राइट समथिंग फॉर यू एज वेल एंड थिंग्स लाइक दैट. सो दिस इज हाउ यू कैन डाइवर्सिफाई. एंड आपको जो भी फेसबुक एड्स वगैरह आते हैं उनको पढ़ो, ठीक से अच्छा से पढ़ो कि क्या चीज हैव एनरोल्ड एनी ऑफ देम, व्हाट, आई डिड नॉट गेट यू. सो यू कैन आप वो ब्रांड को डायरेक्टली नहीं, मैंने अभी तक शॉपिफाई का सिर्फ फ्री कोर्सेज ही पढ़ा उनके वेबसाइट में, बट अगेन फेसबुक में कोड एंड कोड किसी से पता चल जाता है कुकीज तो आया है. हाँ, आई थिंक 29 है कि 79 है, 29 होगा, तब 79 वाला मंथली वाला होगा. तो FB के एड्स में आप डायरेक्टली रीच आउट कर सकते हो. जैसे आपने कुकीज के बारे में किसी का एड देखा, सो यू कैन डायरेक्टली रीच आउट टू दैट पर्टिकुलर ब्रांड के यू कैन better this content, or maybe I can write better content for you and things like that. So this is an advice that I कुछ कुछ महीनों पहले एक YouTube वीडियो ऐसे ही सर्च कर रही थी. इट वाज नॉट इवन रिलेटेड टू दिस टॉपिक. ऐसे ही सर्च कर रही थी तो ये एडवाइस वहां से मिला. सो लाइक अरे वाह ये तो बहुत अच्छा है. तो मैंने लिख दिया था. सो व्हेन आई वाज प्रिपेयरिंग माय PPT लास्ट नाइट आई थॉट मे बी यू नो information might help any of you do this. So yeah, offline online दोनों आप ट्राई करना. So maybe it might help any of you. Next slide please. So again I think this should be the last slide. This is the last slide. So again see what you are passionate about. Fashion से related है. आप passion हो तो ये सब जो मैंने आपको चीज बोला you might try that if you are interested into actually this personal development मैंने अभी किया है through Shopify. So let's see how it goes. So I thought let me share my experience also. So I wanted to write something about spirituality. So I searched for a particular keyword and I reached out to to the person on Shopify. मैंने देखा उनके blogs नहीं है ज़्यादा. 2020 के ही last थे. तो I just reached out to them. Maybe you can try. जो भी email. Can you tell about personal level? Anything that a personal development हम सबको ही चाहिए. And this is a very भारी industry. I think after e-commerce, personal development भी इसका part. Personal development is motivation or anything that you can be that can make you a better human being, mentally, physically, emotionally, bodily, anything. That's a personal development. That's it. Personal development also includes again we backlines in that niche. हाँ यही मैं बता रही थी आपको कि मैंने क्या किया था. मैंने Shopify businesses को ऐसे सर्च किया. ठीक है. Selling. So what I did was मैंने क्या किया था. Spiritual journals बोल के this was the keyword I used. Spiritual journals. तो मेरे को होम पेजेस में थोड़े बहुत मिल गए थे. थोड़े बहुत क्या काफी मिल गए थे. I am not sure about Shop 101. I don't know what is Shop 101. So what I did was reach out to them and see उन लोग का क्या बोलते हैं. उन लोग का blog content नहीं था and their product was quite good. So they were so the person that I reached out to, they are a spiritual healer sort of. So I reached out to them and I saw that they are selling journals and affirmation books वगैरह जो भी personal development से related वगैरह. जो quotes t-shirt होते हैं जैसे बेवकूफ में भी होता है ना, जैसे कि आज चाय मैं ही पीऊंगा या आज चाय मैं ही बनाऊंगा, whatever. This is just an example. तो you can do that also. Reach out to that. Contact is तो सब में ही होता है. ठीक है. Shopify वाले में सब में ही contact us या about us to reach their email होता है. तो you can reach out to them. And again this is a part of e-commerce. तो ये जो journals होते हैं ये आपको फिजिकल कॉपी भी हो सकता है या हार्ड कॉपी टाइप का भी हो सकता है. वो लोग अगेन टेम्पलेट्स वगैरह बना के दे सकते हैं. ये पर्सनल डेवलपमेंट टेम्पलेट्स बहुत अच्छे चलते हैं. तो दैट्स ऑल्सो अ थिंग दैट इफ यू आर गुड इन ग्राफिक डिजाइनिंग एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट सो यू कैन मेक टेम्पलेट्स फॉर देम ऑल्सो. दिस इज द थिंग. और हाँ just scroll through their website. if you are deep into SEO you can see के loopholes क्या है. आप उनका site audit कर लो कि maybe you are missing out on technical SEO and things like that and all of that. So maybe you can pitch your services, how they can benefit from your services. Don't just say कि मुझे client चाहिए, कि मेरे सर्विस से आप कैसे बेनिफिट कर पाओगे. That's the ultimate goal. So again this is it.
Shruti. So yeah, that was the last slide. And by this, I guess we can end the session. If anyone has any questions, they can put it in the chat box. And thank you so much for the session, and thank you everyone for joining till the last.
Any questions?
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, they can put it out. Can you share with your association? Yathanshu is asking a question.
Can you share your association with? So I wrote a few blog posts for them as a ghost writer, but then I asked if I could add it to my portfolio. That's it. You also do book reviews as a thing? Yes, I did. Till 2000 till April 2020 उसके बाद नहीं हो पाया, but yeah, I love reading books and I do read books. अभी एक महीने से कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ पाया because COVID वगैरह 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 और यही था. What actually it is, book review is anything, your personal opinion, what did you learn from it, how you can implement the learnings from the book, and you know how it made you a better person, or you know it maybe it gave you an insight or things like that. Anything that helped you personally, professionally, कुछ भी तरीके से, that's a review. Review is what, आपका opinion, आपका suggestion, और कोई अगर पढ़ रहा है तो this has helped me. जैसे suppose मैंने अभी share किया वो जो मैंने approach लिया था वो personal development वाला के लिए. So if anything benefited you, you may try it in a, you know, you can hone that whole thing. तो मैंने ये अप्रोच लिया, आप मे भी इसको बेटर कर सकते हो, थोड़ा और अच्छे से फ्रेम कर सकते हो. आप क्लाइंट को कैसे अप्रोच करोगे, आप मे बी लिंक्डइन के थ्रू वो क्लाइंट को अप्रोच कर सकते हो. So maybe the response might have been faster. Things like, can it be marketed? What can be marketed? A book? You mean book? Okay.
I guess we can move towards the next question. It is, do I need a blog to get clients? What if I don't have any related experience?
Blog is a good to have. और एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है तो आई वुड से कि स्पेक बना लो. लाइक सपोज इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन राइटिंग फैशन वाला थिंग, सो कीप अप विद द फैशन का न्यूज, फैशन का ट्रेंड्स, एंड यू नो ट्राई राइटिंग your perspective as a news or an opinion or things like that. So suppose Nike ने वही sustainable fashion वाला चीज स्टार्ट किया है, sustainable वाला किया, तो maybe you can write an entire article about it and try to pitch to people who are in the fashion domain, to the fashion websites and all of that. So that might be good. Or you can start on Medium, have your own you can have your own free ka blog also on Google blog post. So that is how I started my blog also, Google का blog post. and और बहुत सी जगह कर सकते हो, जैसे यूथ की आवाज में भी कर सकते हो. और मैंने उस दिन देखा था एक a connection of mine, she is sort of a contributor on BuzzFeed also, BuzzFeed community also. So that's a very good thing. You know, I don't know if she's getting paid or not, but then that's a good thing to have it, you know, that you have written on BuzzFeed. That's a very good for your portfolio also. Initially it's not possible to look everything in a money wise के, और अगर blog just write anything. आजकल तो Instagram का पोस्ट लिखने से भी बहुत जन को क्लाइंट्स वगैरह मिल जाते हैं. But yeah, it's very important to have a digital presence, something that I overlooked for quite a long time. But then I've understood it's very important to have a digital presence. So this is the thing. Do I need to get a clients? Again, yeah, I told you.
I guess we can
most comfortable kind of writing copy or content. See, at the end of the day, एनीथिंग जिससे आपको खुशी मिलती है, वो प्रॉफिटेबल हो सकता है, जिसमें आप 100% दो। वैसे देखा जाए तो ऑब्वियसली कॉपी राइटिंग, बिकॉज क्या, यू आर सेलिंग इट ना, ठीक है ना। अगेन सपोज भाग्यश्री, यू हैव योर कॉपी राइटिंग का कोर्स, ठीक है, कॉपी राइटिंग का कोर्स, ठीक है। नाउ योर इंटेंशन इज टू market it in such a way that people buy that product. What your intention is to uh, persuade people to buy that product, okay? So you are writing in that way, ठीक है ना। और when you are writing a content writing, your intention is just to inform is also a very big thing, कि आपको inform भी अच्छी तरीके से ही करना चाहिए, ऐसे नहीं कि फ्लफ कुछ भी बोल दिया ऐसा नहीं। तो मॉनिटरी वाइज देखा जाए तो आई मीन कॉपी राइटिंग, बट आई थिंक सो इट ऑल डिपेंड्स के you know your intent, again your intent. So I think anything that you can give your heart and soul into, you can make money. I don't have a very good answer to that, I'm sorry, but this is the thing. कभी कभार कॉपी राइटिंग लिखने में भी ऐसा लगता है वो गॉड कितना पका हुआ है बट देन, और कंटेंट में अगर कम पैसे भी मिलते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है ओके, आई डिड अ गुड जॉब, यू नो, आई एजुकेटेड समवन हु डज नॉट नो अबाउट इट. सो देन अगेन, so it depends your intent. I did not get fake clients. What is that? Okay, any question from Yadhanshu? Sorry, बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे थे बट उस टाइम आंसर नहीं हो पा रहे थे. Between
maybe he can connect with you on LinkedIn personally, and you can ask, answer his doubts. Yeah, we can end with this session. Thank you so much, Shruti, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone for staying till the last. Recordings and PPT will be available to you. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you everyone. Thank you. Bye.